Confrontation with oneself in aloneness is fearful, painful. What to do then? Indeed, when you confront yourself deep within, in aloneness, it creates fear, it brings pain. What to do? It is indeed fearful, painful, and one has to suffer. Nothing should be done to avoid it. Nothing should be done to divert the mind. Nothing should be done to escape from it. One has to suffer it and go through it. It is like the birth pain. You have to go through it. You have to endure it. Because this is prelude to new birth. This suffering, this pain is just a good sign that you are approaching or coming near a new birth. Because every birth, whether it is physical or emotional or psychological, is preceded by pain. It cannot be avoided, and it should not be avoided because it is part of growth. Pain is part of growth. Always remember this. Pain is part of growth. The pain and the suffering is known traditionally as austerity. This is the meaning of arduous austerity, effort as tap. One undergoes through rigorous austerity. But why is this pain there? This has to be understood because understanding will help you to go through it, and you will go through it knowingly. You will come out of it more easily and sooner. Let us start with childbirth. The child grows inside the womb. Womb is connected through the birth canal to vagina, and through that the child is born. For the childbirth, the birth canal, the passage has to dilate, expand, so that child can easily pass through it. This is why every woman has to go through this childbirth pain. It is better to say it is contraction, which we brand it as pain. There are ways and means through Lame's method or through exercise, Kegel exercise, one can learn to endure this pain. Why is there pain when you are alone? One thing is that your ego gets sick then when you are alone. Your ego cannot exist without others. It can only exist with others. Ego is the offspring of relationship. I am sitting alone as the only inhabitant on island. There is no one to talk to me. Ego cannot survive. It has grown in relationship only when you encounter with someone, the ego comes to the surface. What does he think about him? Does he think he knows more than me? And that's where the conflict starts. If you are talking to me, not ready to listen, I will listen to you. You keep on saying whatever you have to say. I will quietly listen to it. So your ego cannot survive there. So then conflict is bound to come. Why is he not answering? If you are not open, why should I waste my energies to explain? You are only telling me things but not ask for a solution from me. So if the situation is one in which it can exist no more, it feels suffocated. It feels just on the verge of death. And this is the deepest suffering that one faces. You feel just as if you are dying, but it is not you who is dying. Instead, it is the ego which you have taken to be yourself, with which you have become identified. It cannot exist because it has been given to you by others. It is the contribution of the other, the society. I may be a part of the world because I am in the world, but the world is not inside me. I am not contributed by the world or society. So then I have no problem in dealing with anyone. And when you are alone, there is no one to argue, to confront. Naturally, a kind of fear that comes in. This is the deepest suffering. You feel just as if you are dying, but it is not you who is dying. It is your ego, which you have considered, taken to yourself. You have identified with it. That is going to die. When you leave others, you cannot carry it with you. Think of it in a way. When you are in a society, people think that you are a very good person. This goodness cannot exist when you are alone, because this is what people thought about you. I can be good only in relation to someone. But if I am alone, this goodness cannot exist in aloneness, because this is what people have thought about you. It is the people, it is the society that has given to you. Now those people are there no more. Your image cannot be helped. People know you in your country, and suddenly you land in another place where nobody knows you. Your image cannot be helped. It has become foundationless. By and by it will disappear and you will feel very bad because you were considered such a good person and now you are no more. And not only good people will suffer. If you are a bad person, that too was the tag given to you by the others. The tag that you are good or bad is given to you by others. That too is a way of getting attention. When many people consider you bad, you are getting attention, you are being nourished. They cannot be indifferent to you. They have to be aware of you as a bad man. You are somebody, a bad man, dangerous. When you move into loneliness, you become nobody. The bad image will disappear, and also the good image. The bad image will disappear and bad image will disappear and you were feeding on it. What you were feeding on, this bad image that was given to you by the society, you are feeding your ego. So bad men and good men are basically not different. Both are both are nourishing their ego this way or that way. One is nourishing his ego as a bad man, the other is nourishing his ego as a good man. The bad depends on the other, and your image as a good man also depends on the others, the society, the saint and the sinner. They exist only in the society. Alone, you are neither a saint nor sinner. So in aloneness, all that you know about yourself will be of no use and it will fail. And by it will disappear. You can project your ego for a certain period, and that too you will have to do through imagination. There is an important story on Upanishads about Shvetketu. He was sent by his father, Udalak, to learn to a master. He learned everything. He remembered the scriptures by heart. He could argue and everything. When he returns, there is a different kind of air surrounding him, guided by ego that I am all-knowing. And then he was sent back to know that which cannot be known. The entire spiritual discipline is based on all that which cannot be known. Knowing is easy, but to unlearn what you have known is difficult. So he goes in the forest and he was told by the master, take these cows and when they multiply into 1,000, then you return. In the beginning, he was imagining that he is giving a sermon to the trees, to the cows. But slowly and slowly he realized that it is of no use. Without society, you are uprooted. The soil is not there from where to get the food. Ego is your food. This is the basic pain. You are no longer sure who you are because it is the others. How am I to know that I am a master, I am a singer, I am a stage artist? It is the others who give that image to us, and we live in the image of others that I am a very good singer. And when you are alone, and that's why we avoid to be alone, because the problem begins to surface. You are no longer sure who you are. You are just a dispersing personality, a dissolving one. But this is good because unless all that is false in you disappears, you consider this ego as the outer garment. The real cannot emerge unless you are completely washed and become once again clean. The real cannot emerge. You are covered with many layers. During winter, we cover ourselves with different layers to protect our body. Ego comes like different layers to protect our innerness. This false you is now occupying the throne. It must be dethroned. By living in solitude, all that is false can disappear. That is why, after separation from a relationship, one goes into a solitude, undergoes pain and suffering in different proportions, and all that is given by this society is false. It is better in relationship. You learn to be alone, to be independent, to be free. Then there will be no pain, no suffering. Really, all that is given is false. All that is born with you, all that is born with you is real, the bliss. All that is you by yourself and not contributed by someone else is real and authentic. But the false must dissolve, must go. And the false is your investment. You have invested so much in it. You have made tremendous effort to be a motivational speaker, to be a great singer. You have been looking after it so much. All your hopes hang on it. So when it starts dissolving, naturally you feel fearful, afraid, and begin to tremble. What are you doing to yourself? You are destroying the whole life, the whole structure. There will be fear. You have to go through this fear. And then one day you will become fearless. So the path of transformation is for those who are fearless, who are not afraid of going through the pain. Childbirth without pain is one can experience on one's own, because what you call the pain of the childbirth is nothing else but a process known as dilation of the cervix in medical terminology. It is an essential process. There will be fear, and you have to endure it. So enough for now. Until we meet again, take care. Next week we have two important days. Monday is the Samadhi day, 17th of January is the Samadhi day of Naqshbandi Sheikh Brijmohan Lal, and 19th of January is the day of Samadhi of Osho. So on these 2 days, I will have the live streaming explaining the basic cycle, birth, death, and that which bridges the two shores of life is your karma, your understanding, how they are related to one another, and certain deeper aspects. Enough.